Chimaechi Ekekeugbor.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. It's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining me. Now, Chima, let's talk about this college basketball career of yours. You are the all-time leading scorer in Baruch men's basketball history, correct?
Yes, I am the all-time leading scorer in Baruch men's basketball history and also second all-time in CUNY men's basketball history. So I think only one person in CUNY history has more than me. I forget his name.
Only one more in CUNY history has one more than you. So you are the all-time leading scorer, Baruch history. Number 2 ever in the conference. You were a city champion at Baruch College.
2015, yep.
Your senior season, you were the City University of New York Athletic Conference regular season player of the year.
Yes.
And in your senior season, you were also an NABC All-American.
Yes.
Now, Chima, going into college, there's no way you could have dreamed of accomplishing all of that. Or did you?
No, honestly, I didn't dream of accomplishing all of that. I really just wanted to come to Baruch because I knew they were a winning program, and I knew I could come in there. I could come in there and have an immediate impact. And then we had a great team my freshman year, and then sort of after my freshman year, I realized I was gonna turn into the go-to guy. Mm-hmm. And then prior to that, I had never really been a go-to guy playing high school or AAU really, not since like grade school.
Right.
So I just took a lot of pride in being the go-to guy, being the leader on the court, helping with scoring and rebounding. At the same time, just trying to play the right way and, lead by example. And then senior year just kind of all culminated into that recognition.
It all culminated. A few things there that I want to examine. First off, those of us that play in the CUNY, we take like many different routes. Some of us start in junior college, some of us with D1 athletes, and then eventually we find our way to CUNY. You, directly out of high school, decided, I want to be a Baruch Bearcat.
Yes.
Why?
Really, as Alisi did a great job of recruiting me, honestly.
John Alisi.
John Alisi, he came to a lot of my high school games. He came to my practices. And I kind of flew under the radar in high school. I didn't play varsity my junior year. And then I didn't even really start or get a lot of playing time my senior year of playing varsity basketball. So I was flying under the radar coming out of high school. I didn't really have a lot of looks, but my parents, they always, emphasized education first, and they wanted me to have a good education. And they didn't really understand the whole players reclassify thing,
right,
or go to junior college type of thing. So it was kind of hard to convince them that was the route. But Baruch offered me a great opportunity to get a good business education and then play basketball. And like I said, that's where I said Alisi really made me feel wanted, like I could come have an immediate impact on the program. So
hold on, Chima. So you were like a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
Because you're not even from the city. You played high school basketball where?
In New Jersey. In the Shore Conference, Jersey Shore.
Okay, yeah. What city you from?
I'm from Old Bridge,
okay.
Middle Central New Jersey.
So Baruch, Lexington and 23rd.
Yeah.
Coach Alessi went down to Jersey.
Yeah.
And found you, somebody who didn't even play varsity as a junior.
Yeah.
Did he ever tell you how you got on his radar? How did he know you were down there?
I think the Alisi, they got a big basketball family. So Chris, he's involved with this place called Hoop Group where I work now. So and I think really I went to one of the Hoop Group camps over the summer, and then one of the assistant coaches, Jim Barrett, had seen me, and then they had noticed that I wasn't getting a lot of recruitment, and then I got on his radar. And then eventually he got word to Coach Alisi, and then kind of that family. He's got a lot of connections, New Jersey, New York. We're not too far apart.
Right.
So I think that's kind of how it all worked out.
And they went and got you.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, he made the drive down probably an hour plus, more than a few times to come see me and comes to my practices. So it was like, okay, they must really want me. And then the New York City. Carmelo was my favorite player coming up. I was a Knicks fan. I loved the Knicks with J.R. Smith, Carmelo, Iman Shumpert. So that kind of drew me to the city. The city, big city, bright lights, always kind of had that flair. So I was like, okay, this would be like this would be a cool experience. This would be a cool experience, and then I could do my thing, play ball.
Made it all work, man. That's amazing. Your very first year, you and the Bearcats won the city championship. And you were a key contributor. And I'm looking at the box score to that game. It went into double overtime, Chima. So not only is it the biggest game of the year, but double overtime?
Yeah.
Give me a word to describe that experience.
Honestly, it's indescribable, but it was awesome. And it was just a great battle, really. That's what I remember mostly looking back at it. It was a great battle. That Brooklyn team, they had a lot of good players, studs, some older players, and they knew how to play basketball really well. And we had some guys step up and then just make shots. We were well seasoned. Granville was a great leader. Then we had big game Ryan Marco, and then we had Eddie Rosigno leading from the point, and then Raymond from that team, and then me doing my thing off the bench and helping out, and then our big man Brian McMahon. It was really we just really had great chemistry that game, and we played like a complete team that game. And then if you look at the box score, I think we went 27 for 28 from the free throw line. And I just I don't know how often that happens even in professional college games. So it's little stuff like that. I think I'm usually a decent free throw. I think I went 5 or 6. Everyone else made all their free throws. So,
but
it was just a great battle. And
emotionally, son.
Yeah.
Double overtime. I'm sure there's some highs and lows. Granville actually hit a game tying shot to push it into overtime.
Yeah, he did it back to back. Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
He hit the game winner in the semifinals versus York. I believe he won 58-56 or something like that. And then he hit the shot to put it into overtime the next game. So yeah, Granville, he was the guy that freshman year. And then I kind of wanted to follow that.
Yeah.
Going after that.
What a way to start your college career. You are the leading scorer in Baruch college history, which is impressive, right? By itself. You finished your career with 2,000 points. Now, to put things in perspective for the audience, if someone scores 1,000 points in their career, the game will probably stop. They'll be acknowledged. There'll be applause from the crowd. They'll get a commemorative basketball with 1,000 on it. Well, Chima scored twice as many points. Is there any one basket that stands out to you that is significant in your 4 years? 2,000 points?
That's a good question. Honestly, not really. they all kind of feel the same, and I felt like they were all good shots trying to help our team wins. I can't really sit up here and say I had a lot of buzzer beaters because I didn't have a lot of buzzer beaters. I had a few dunks. It's always nice getting to dunk the ball. But I will say, and I haven't really talked about this on a setting like this, but my last game of senior year was the first round of the ECAC tournament. So we had lost in the semifinals my senior year to Staten Island. So we were in the ECAC tournament. And I was 37 points away. And mind you, up to that point, I never scored more than 31. So I was a scorer, but I was consistently getting my 15 to 20 a game. So I come out.
37 points from 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
The first round of the ECAC, I was 37 points away from 2,000. And then I come out and I'm just motivated to get our team to win because if we lose a game, then the season's over. I'm shy of 2,000, then it's just whack. And then one of the coaches, even I think Coach Jose, one of the baseball coaches, said, "Man, you gotta get to 2,000." So I was like, "You know what? You're right. I got you." And then I knew that there were some young guys on the team, so they kind of were a little bit deflated from coming off that rough CUNY loss.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta come out, lead my guys, and play hard and try to get these buckets for us. So I come out. I think I have 20 in the first half.
Nice.
And then my teammates kind of realized it too. They realized, okay, he's getting closer. They're doing a good job of getting me the ball. And then basically, I was pretty high from the field. I shot 17 of 30 from the game. only 2 for 9 for 3.
Right.
But I remember that like last basket, like you said, it was just kind of like going left. I shot a right hand layup, and I was like, dang, that's 37. That's it. That's 2,000. I'm good. And I was just like tired as heck. And then, but we're away at William Patterson. It was only like a 4 or 5 point game at that point. And then I don't even think they realized what the away crowd was 2,000, but there was no confetti. There was just like, oh, we got this game to finish.
Yeah.
So, anyways, yeah, that first round ECAC game, I finished with 37 points on the dot, and it was just effort. I don't even know how to describe it.
Yeah.
If hoopers know,
Yeah.
some games you just in the zone, and I just knew like I had to get good shots.
Yeah.
And I knew my team really needed it too for the win. Like I could tell they were a little deflated, so they needed me to come out and get those buckets. So
that's what's up.
That
man.
was great. And then
A nice round 2,000.
yeah, exactly. Nice round 2,000.
A nice round 2,000. You actually are close to 500 points ahead of number 2 on the Baruch all-time scoring list. So you actually passed that person up back in like early in that senior year, like November.
Right.
Do you remember that basket? Like, how did that feel? Was it relief? Like, all right, now I got that out the way.
Nah, it really wasn't relief. I wasn't really kind of like focused. I really wasn't focused too much on the scoring and the buckets. That's why it really wasn't a super dream of mine or goal of mine to go out and score 2,000. I really just wanted to help my team win, as many games as possible and compete for championships. So what I'm thinking during the season is actually my senior season. I believe we kind of got to like a rough start. We was playing about like 500 basketball, and we like lost a couple games that we shouldn't have lost. So at the beginning of my senior season, I was really just focused on like how can we kind of turn this around?
Yeah.
How can we help win games? I knew that my team needed me to score, but I was also thinking like what else can we do? How can we get like more guys involved? Maybe play like a faster pace and just focus on like winning games. So honestly, I don't even remember too much of becoming the Baruch's all-time leading scorer.
Yeah.
I was just like kind of like so locked in on the season.
That's what makes it even more interesting to me, because I had the privilege when I was at York. I competed against Baruch, watched Baruch for years. You mentioned your coach John Alessi. He played for Ray Rankis, who was the coach for 30 years. So there's some continuity in the Baruch system for like 30 years, right? Like the similar guys running the show. And I feel like Baruch never really featured anybody.
Yeah.
It's a collaborative effort. We're going to run the offense. Whoever gets the bucket gets the bucket.
Right.
So for the number 2 guy in CUNYAC history to be from Baruch is very interesting to me.
Right.
So how would you describe the offense and how you fit into it?
Yeah, definitely the offense was kind of more an NBA type style offense. We had a Baruch. If people don't know, a lot of NBA teams come to Baruch after the season when they're coming to play the Knicks or something like that, and college teams they come to use the facility when they're doing the tournament in the Garden.
They practice at Baruch.
Right. So Coach Alesi, he talked to some of like the NBA coaches and stuff, and so I know that he was like kind of up in his office when the NBA team was practicing down, trying to like steal some plays and whatnot, and he would incorporate that into us and into some of the things that we do, and so we were really we had a secondary break offense that was kind of like for me, where it's kind of like if I'm the trailer, I come get like an up screen and then a cross screen, and then it's like a quick hitter for a layup. On the block, trying to get that quick in transition. That was one of the main plays I remember that was, for me in the forwards. But outside of that, it was just kind of a lot of, ball movement, pass and cut, really try to screen for shooters and, just attack the basket. But I really got a good amount of my offense from offensive rebounds, and then just taking advantage of mismatches, because I think that was a good part about my game was versus some of the forwards in CUNY that were slow-footed. I could take them out of the perimeter, and I could drive past them, or if they don't close out, I could shoot a little bit. And And then if they wanted to put someone a little bit smaller on me,
punish them, Chima.
punish them on the offensive glass, or like those secondary break options, get a quick post up, and then get my points that way. So I think my versatility was allowed me to score a lot of buckets. But Alisi, he had like an NBA type style offense, which is a lot of reads, a lot of cuts, and it's complicated if you're not
That's
there.
dope. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, man. And you mentioned something in there. You cannot forget and neglect the offensive rebound. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't understand. Like, that's easy buckets, man. Especially when your guards is going to the rack. If you just like wait over their shoulder because they drawing all the defense, you just go in there and clean something up. That's how you pile up that points.
Yes.
Listen, youngsters, an All-American, the leading scorer in Baruch history said, go to that offensive glass, man.
Yes, sir.
All-American. All-American.
Yeah, feels good.
That means you're one of the best in the country that year. Mm-hmm. How does one get notified that they are indeed an All-American?
I think you just go on the website, D3 Hoops.
So you was up there refreshing?
Yeah.
Chima, you was up there refreshing every day?
Well, yeah. Honestly, I can't even lie to you. Coming off my sophomore and junior seasons, I was also a preseason All-American.
Okay.
So
you was on the radar.
I forget which one of the magazine. I want to say it's D3 Hoops because they do a good job. But I was a preseason All-American on one of those magazines, and then pretty much shortly after the conference tournaments are over, they start to make those teams, and then they put me up on the site, and they notify Coach Alisi, and then that's pretty much how I found out that I was All-American.
All-American.
And it felt just crazy to get that recognition too, because I don't know, it doesn't always feel like Baruch it's got that national recognition.
Right.
Obviously in the city it does, but to be on the national scene like that, and be in the same category as players from all over
the country, Chima.
All over the country. It felt really good.
Who's the first person you notified when you learned that you were an All-American?
Definitely my mom and probably my brother. My mom was like, what
they say?
Check this out. My mom, she didn't really know what to say. she was just kind of like happy for me. She kind of didn't really believe it. She was like didn't really understand because I got some other words. She's like, oh, another all team.
Yeah, my mom, that's the one.
I'm going to Virginia. They flying me out. So it's all good.
You played in the Division III All-Star game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Played in the Division III All-Star game and got to check out the Final Four of the tournament.
Did Mom get to see you play a lot during your college career?
Yes, she did. She was great. She would take that training from Jersey most of the time, and she made it to pretty much every home game.
Wow.
And even a few away games, and really my whole career.
How special was that?
It's awesome. She goes she gets underappreciated, definitely. All the moms out there. Shout out to all the moms. That be getting to their sons' games and their kids' games, because it means a lot. And I know that now that I don't play, for a school anymore, and as much as I don't play as much as I used to. I tell her come check me out in this league game. Yeah. But it's a special time when you get to share those moments with your family.
It definitely is special for our families. Preseason All-American, right? You're on the radar. You're playing your season. How much pressure does that add? Because you got to help your team win, but you also got to put together kind of a decent performance. It's like the Heisman watch. You know what I'm saying? They got to get good yardage and stats too, so they can be on that national stage at the end. So how much pressure did that add?
Yeah, I haven't really talked about this either, but I've always kind of been a little bit nervous before every game, no matter what it is. And even practices, I always want to perform well. But then, once the ball's up in the air and once we're in the flow of things, you just kind of just get locked in the zone. And then once I'm on the court, really, there's not much pressure. I'm really just focused on, making the right plays, and then focus on staying aggressive, because I know my team needs that to help win. So I thought about it a little bit, maybe like before the season, and then there is like some like pressure before every game that I feel like, all right, I can't have a bad game right now because people is watching and like I'm the leading scorer, so if like people come to see me play, they'll be like, he ain't as good as he knows. So I don't want people to think that, but other than that, once the game starts, really like I'm kind of really just in the zone, and basketball, I've been doing it for so long, it's like second nature to me now.
There you go. My City Alumni Classic, Sunday, May 1st, putting some of the best college basketball players in this city's history, bringing them back to represent their school, partner with their teammates and perhaps some other individuals from their school's fraternity that they didn't play with. All right. I saw you maybe 2 years ago, 18 months ago, down in New Jersey at that facility you work at, Hoop Group, which runs some AAU tournaments. And I said, son, you don't know me, but I got something for us. Man. I think you may be interested in. And eventually we spoke about it. It was the My City Alumni Classic. Why have you decided to be a part of this Sunday, May 1st?
I still want to, continue writing my legacy, I guess, and just staying close to the game of basketball. Like, I really love basketball, and I love basketball growing up so much. I want, just more people to understand my story and, represent CUNY and Baruch and, what type of people that they produce. And, it's more than just as basketball players. It's just kind of like, what you go on to do throughout life. But, basketball kind of started it. So I just want to, showcase a little preview of what I had or what I got. and just like, help people, know that it's more than just the 4 years that you're there. Like,
for sure.
It's a lifetime of memories and a lifetime of friendships, and I just want to showcase that.
That's
and represent the city.
You've been very helpful in assembling the Baruch roster. What was it like when you went to the guys and you presented to them, the My City Alumni Classic and the concept?
Honestly, most people they were with it. Yeah. they were with it. I think that's the best thing about basketball players and hoopers, as they want to say. They always love to hoop and they're always ready to hoop.
Yeah.
And the guys I played with and the guys I graduated with, I know that they love Baruch, and they're looking forward to just coming out there and having some fun and getting a chance to reunite with the guys again, especially post-COVID and everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we really had as much as opportunity as we would have liked. So it wasn't too hard to get the guys involved.
I'm impressed that you are aware of some guys that played before you. Like, you sent me a roster. There's all type of generations, positions. I'm like, yo, Baruch is ready.
Yeah.
You guys got like a whole Baruch group chat or something? Like, how do you stay connected to people that are outside of your own generation?
I gotta say, I can't take all the credit for it. Some of the guys I older plays with, like Brian McMahon, he was a senior when I was a freshman, and then eventually my assistant coach, he helped me connect with like the generation that he had played with, and then some people before him.
Tamer?
Tamer, Brian McMahon.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian McMahon helped me out a lot, and Dwayne Brady helped me out a lot too, and Ryan Marco. Some of those some people that were older when I was coming as a freshman, sophomore, they connected me with some of the guys that were there when they were youngins, and probably been 5+ years ago. So
I look forward to seeing you guys, not just because you're talented, but y'all a unit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've mentioned the legacy of Baruch, Ray Rankis, John Alessi, 30 years of kind of like the same machine and principles and values. Y'all gonna be trouble for somebody on Sunday, May 1st, man. Yeah. And I just want to say I definitely appreciate you for putting it together, for kind of trusting in us and believing in us, to take the word back to your guys. And as we put things together, man, it's looking special. Is mom and your brother gonna be able to make it?
Yeah, I think my moms will be able to make it. I'm getting the word out to some of my friends right now. Yeah. I don't know if my brother will make it. He's out on the West Coast, but we'll see what we could do. But yeah, definitely my mom's definitely my friends, and then more people that I went to school with.
For sure.
I'm getting the word out, and just trying to make it as live as we can.
Yeah.
And you never know when you're gonna get to see these Bearcats that graduated years ago play again. So I think it'll be a special opportunity that people they don't want to miss.
It should be special. Chima, you are a special young brother. You have accomplished a lot as a college basketball player. Somebody with that work ethic and that vision, I know that's not just limited to the basketball court. So please share with me, what are some of your goals today? What are some of your career aspirations? What are some things you're looking to do outside of the sport?
Yeah, I really do. I'm right now currently I'm at Hoop Group, working with some the next generation.
Yes.
It's anywhere from like as young as 9-year-olds to 14 and 15-year-olds for this upcoming AAU season. So I like coaching and then just working with younger kids, myself teaching and doing stuff like that, helping them develop as best they can, make sure that they reach their potential. Because even though I had a great basketball career, there was still a lot of things I could have done differently or I could have done better to get where I wanted to go, maybe even earlier. So I just really definitely look forward to like teaching and coaching with a young generation, and then really just telling my story, telling my story, being able to do that, and then just seeing kind of where the New York City and the opportunities, business, work-wise, take me. It's I like what you do. You got your own Black-owned business, so I'm always trying to be. I'm always trying to help out.
Trying, man. We're trying to figure it out.
On my own thing eventually, but just stay working, stay giving back, and God will take care of the rest.
Well, you're the best, brother. We look forward to seeing you Sunday, May 1st, and thank you, Chima.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I can't wait.